welcome back to America's finest news channel. Today we will touch on the touchy topic of the Cuban Missile Crisis. As we all know, President Kennedy has made it his mission to end this tension between America and the Soviet Union. President Kennedy has shown himself worthy of handling this situation when he announced to the public his wishes to quarantine Cuba to begin the withdrawal of the missiles. By refusing to indulge in violence, Kennedy has voiced his wishes for peace and avoiding angering the Soviet Union, as well as the potential for nuclear warfare. It is our duty as citizens to not shrink in fear of the idea of war, and rather hold our heads up high in support of our dear president.
Join us in supporting President Kennedy's decisive leadership. Our nation has imposed a naval quarantine to prevent further Soviet aggression and ensure the safety of our homeland. This is not just a political maneuver, it is a commitment to protect our values and our way of life.
It's hot out here, and not just because of our proximity to the equator. Tensions are starting to boil, and the political climate is heating up with each passing minute. For us regular folk, we aren't fully aware of the conflict between the United States and Soviet Union. We're just the playground for those two rascals to run around and mutually ensure our destruction. Our leader, Fidel Castro, has big plans for the crisis. He has allowed the Soviet Union to build missile sites to strengthen our alliance with them and gain their support for the future. It's also a way for Castro to strengthen the communist regime and frame Cuba as an important country on the world stage. Well, that's all for now. Back to the studio.
We now wish to draw your attention to a mild issue we are facing regarding our allies in Cuba. They have been bringing some of our weapons into the country, but the Americans recently found out and are being their usual petty selves. They have initiated a blockade and are trying to prevent our ships from crossing into Cuba. As to why they are being so overdramatic regarding these affairs, we do not know, especially considering they have had similar weapons in Turkey since 1959. But I digress. Rest assured, this situation is under control and the government assures us that citizens have nothing to worry about. So, anyway, on to more important matters regarding the latest Soviet fashion.
Together, we can ensure that freedom prevails. Share your thoughts, rally your community, and stand with us as we demand the removal of these missiles. The time is now. Let's show the world that America will never back down.
Breaking news. This just in. After 13 days of tension, the Cuban Missile Crisis is officially over. The US and the Soviet Union have reached an agreement to avoid nuclear war. Headlines are rolling across the world. Look at this. US and Soviet reach accord on Cuba. Kennedy accepts Khrushchev pledge to remove missiles under UN watch. This is huge. The missiles are coming out of Cuba, but trust remains fragile. Will Khrushchev stick to the deal? The world is watching.